Hello, children. In this class, we are going to uh, read the second part of the story, The Gift of Chapels. So, let's start.
Crept up to the window. Lully was sitting a little distance away, awkwardly holding her violin and bowstring, her elbows jutting out and her eyes glazed with concentration. In front of her, with most of his back to the window, was the bony figure of the music master. He had a mostly bald head with a fringe of oiled black hair falling around his ears and an old-fashioned tuft. A gold chain gleamed around his leathery neck, and a diamond ring glittered on his hand as it glided up and down the stem of the violin. A large foot stuck out from beneath his gold-bordered Veshti edge, and he was beating time on the floor with the scrawny big toe.
After hearing the awkward sound, they crept up to the window and they saw there was the music teacher teaching Lally the violin, and here the description of music teacher. তারা সেই সাউন্ডটা শুনে উইন্ডো দিয়ে দেখলো এবং দেখলো তারা মিউজিক টিচার লালিকে মিউজিক ভায়োলিন বাজানো শেখাচ্ছে এবং এখানে মিউজিক টিচারের একটু ডেসক্রিপশন দেওয়া আছে, যেমন তার বল্ড হেড, অয়েলড হেয়ার, তার গলায় সোনার চেন, তার হাতে ডায়মন্ড রিং, লাইক দ্যাট.
He played a few notes. Lully stumbled behind him on her violin, which looked quite helpless and unhappy in her hands. What a difference! The music master's notes seemed to float up and settle perfectly into the invisible tracks of the melody. It was like the wheels of a train, fitting smoothly into the rails and whizzing along, as Ravi said. Mridu stared at that huge beringed hand, moving effortlessly up the violin stem, making lovely music. Squawk! There was Lully derailing again.
They saw that the music teacher plays the music very smoothly and Lally cannot follow him, and so she stuck with his violin, and they are so amazed with the playing of the violin. And then squawk, there was Lally darling again. Again Lally do not catch the note. তারপর তারা কি দেখলো, তারা যে মিউজিক টিচার মিউজিক বাজাচ্ছিল তাতে তারা খুব মুগ্ধ হয়ে শুনছিল, তাদের খুব ভালো লাগছিল, তাদের মনে হচ্ছিল যেন একটা খুব সুন্দর ওর মিউজিক হচ্ছে, আর লালি কিছুতেই তার মিউজিক টিচারের সঙ্গে তাল মেলাতে পারছিল না। তারপর একটা স্কোয়াক সাউন্ড করলো, যে লালি আবার তার তাল কেটে গেল।
Amma! Came a wail from the gate. Amma, oh! Ravi, send that beggar away, cried his mother from the back veranda, where she was chatting with Tapi. He has been coming here every day for the past week, and it's time he found another house to beg from, Pati explained to Tapi.
Then a yelling come from the gate, Amma, Amma, oh. It is the sound of a beggar, and by that sound cried Ravi's mother, and his voice was full of irritation, and they said the beggar come again and again, and it is time to find another house for him. আম্মা আম্মাও বলে একটা সাউন্ড শোনা গেল গেট থেকে, এবং তখন রবির মা খুবই বিরক্ত হয়ে রবিকে বলল যে ওই একটা বেগার এসছে, বেগারকে চলে যেতে বলো, তার কারণ সে প্রতিদিনই এইভাবে আসছে এবং তার সময় হচ্ছে যাতে সে অন্য বাড়ি দেখে।
Mridu and Meena followed Ravi out. The beggar was already in the garden, making himself quite at home. He had spread his upper cloth under the neem tree and was leaning against its trunk, apparently prepared to take a little snooze while he waited for the arms to appear. Go away, said Ravi sternly. My party says it's time you found another house to beg from.
Then Mridu and Meena followed the Ravi out, and they saw that the beggar act like that he was in his home. He spread his uh, upper clothes and leaned in the trunk of neem and preparing for take a snooze. Then Ravi said, "Go away," and my Pati said, "It is time for to found another house to beg." তারপর রবি ছুটে গেল এবং মিনা এবং মৃদু তার পিছন পিছন ছুটে গেল। তারা দেখলো যে ওই যে বেগারটা ছিল, বেগারটা এমনভাবে বিহেভ করছিল যাতে সেটা নিজেরই বাড়ি। সে একটা নিম গাছের গুঁড়িতে ঠেস দিয়ে একবার একটু জিরিয়ে নিচ্ছিল, যখন তার ভিক্ষার জিনিসপত্র যতক্ষণ না আসে সেই টাইমটুকু। এরপরে রবি গিয়ে বললো যে তুমি অন্য বাড়িতে যাও, তোমার জন্য ওই পাতি বলছে যে তোমার সময় হচ্ছে এবার অন্য বাড়ি খোঁজার।
The beggar opened his eyes very wide and gazed at each of the children one by one. The ladies of this house, he said at last in a voice choked with feeling, are very kind souls. I have kept my body and soul together on their generosity for a whole week. I cannot believe that they would turn me away. He raised his voice. Amma! Amma! Oh! Sad his wail might be, but it certainly wasn't feeble. It began in a deep, strong rumble somewhere in his withered belly and came booming out of his mouth with its few remaining teeth stained brown with beetle chewing.
After listening that, the beggar was very sad, and he was trying last time to convince the house owners, and he convinced very much. See, he called the ladies of the house once more, Amma, Amma, oh, and it seems like truly sad, and his teeth are few remaining, and they are stained brown with beetle chewing. এই কথা শুনে ওই যে বেগারটা খুবই দুঃখ পেল এবং সে আরেকবার চেষ্টা করলো ওই বাড়ির যারা লেডিস আছে তাদের অ্যাটেনশন পাওয়ার জন্য, সেই জন্য আরেকবার আম্মা আম্মা ও বলে ডাকলো এবং এতে তার দাঁতগুলো দেখা গেলো এবং দাঁতগুলো দেখা গেলো যে ব্রাউন হয়ে গেছে বিটল চুইং মানে পান চেবানোর ফলে।
Ravi, tell him there's nothing left in the kitchen, called Rukmani. And he's not to come again. Tell him that. She sounded fed up. Ravi didn't have to repeat it all to the beggar. What his mother said had been easy for them all to hear, there under the neem tree. The beggar sat up and sighed. I'll go, he said wearily. Only let me have a rest here under this tree. The sun is so hot. The tar has melted on the road. My feet are already blistered. He stretched out his feet to show large, pink, peeling blisters on the soles of his bare feet. I suppose he doesn't have the money to buy chappals, Mridu whispered to Meena and Ravi. Have you got an old bear in the house somewhere? I don't know, said Ravi. Mine are too small to fit his feet, or I'd have given them to him. And his feet were larger than Mridu's and Meena's. The beggar was shaking out his upper cloth and tightening his dhoti. He raised his eyes and looked fearfully at the road, gleaming in the afternoon heat. He needs something on his feet, Meena said, her big eyes filling. It's not fair. Shh, said Ravi. I'm thinking about it. Blubbering it's not fair isn't going to help. In 2 minutes he'll be frying his feet on that road. What he needs is a pair of chappals. So where do we get them? Come, let's search the house. He pushed Mridu and Meena into the house.
But beggars uh, effort all goes in vain because Ravi's mother makes clearly told him that there is no food left in the kitchen, and after hearing that, the beggar told, I will go, and he wanted to rest sometimes for the neem in the neem tree because it was very hot and the road was so hot that the tar has melted, and uh, his feet are already blistered. Seeing that, the children felt sorry, and they thought that he need a chappal. এরপর রবির মা ক্লিয়ারলি বলে দিল যে তাদের কিচেনে কিচ্ছু নেই, এবং সেজন্য বেগাসটা বললো যে ঠিক আছে, আমি কিছুক্ষণ নিম গাছের তলায় রেস্ট করব, তারপর চলে যাব। তার কারণ এখন খুব গরম, তার পায়ে ফোস্কা পড়ে গেছে, সে পাটা দেখালো, ফোস্কায় পড়ে গেছে, এবং তারা বলল যে একজোড়া, এবং সেটা দেখে এই বাচ্চাগুলোর খুব কষ্ট হলো, এবং তারা ভাবলো যে তাকে একজোড়া চপ্পল দিতে পারলে খুব ভালো হতো, এবং তারা বাড়িতে খুঁজতে গেল।
Just as she stepped into the veranda, Mridu's eyes fell on the odd-looking chappals she had noticed when she arrived. Ravi, she whispered to him, whose are those? Ravi turned and glanced at the shabby-looking but sturdy old slippers. He beamed and nodded. These are just the right size, he said, picking them up. Mridu and Meena followed him nervously back into the garden. Here, said Ravi to the beggar, dropping the slippers in front of the old man. Wear these and don't come back. The beggar stared at the slippers, hurriedly flung his towel over his shoulder, pushed his feet into them, and left, muttering a blessing to the children. In a minute, he had vanished around the corner of the street. The music master came out of the house and took an unappreciative look at the three of them sitting quietly under the tree, playing marbles. Then he searched for his chappals in the veranda where he had put them. Lalli, he called after a few moments. She hurried up to him. Have you seen my chappals, my dear? I remember having kept them here.
After that, they searched chappals in their house, and that moment they noticed that there is a pair of chappals odd looking, and then she whispered who whispered? Mridu whispered that, Ravi, whose are those? Ravi look at the chappal and told that they are right inside. They take the chappal and give the chappal to the beggar, and after getting the chappal, the beggar go away, and then the music master came out, and he searching for his chappals, and after a few moments the music teacher called Lalli and asked, have you seen her chappal? এরপর তারা চপ্পল খুঁজতে বাড়ির ভেতরে গেল, এবং তারা দেখলো মৃদু একটা একদম রাইট সাইজের চপ্পলস দেখলো, অড লুকিং, এবং সেটা কার জিজ্ঞেস করলো রবিকে, এবং রবি বললো এগুলোই একদম রাইট সাইজ, এবং সে সেই চপলসগুলো বেগারকে দিয়ে দিল এবং বেগারটা চলে গেল। তারপরেই মিউজিক টিচার বেরিয়ে এলো এবং তার চপ্পল খুঁজে না পেয়ে লালিকে ডাকলো এবং জিজ্ঞেস করলো যে কোথায় রেখেছে চপ্পলটা।
Ritu and Meena silently watched Lally and the music master search every corner of the veranda. He scurried around, looking over the railing and crouching near the flower pots to look between them. Brand new they were. I went all the way to Mount Road to buy them. He went on saying, they cost a whole month's fees, do you know? Soon Lally went in to tell her mother. Rukmani appeared looking harassed, with Pati following her. Where could they be? It's really quite upsetting to think someone might have stolen them. So many vendors come to the door, worried Pati.
Then Lally and music teacher searched everywhere for the chapel, and music teacher said that it was very costly chapels and it takes the whole month's fees. Soon, uh, soon Lally told her mother, and they come. Their mother and Pati come. Um, and told that there are so many vendors come to the door, worried Pati. তারা দুজনে খুব খুঁজলো চপ্পলটাকে, কিন্তু পেল না। এবং খোঁজার পর লালি তার মাকে বলল এবং লালি আর পাতি এলো এবং বলল যে অনেক দোকান ভেন্ডার্সরা আসে এখন, তারাও চুরি করতে পারে।
Rukmani caught sight of Ravi, Mridu and Meena sitting under the tree. Have you children? She began, and then seeing they were curiously quiet, went on more slowly. Seen anyone lurking around the veranda? A sharp V-shaped line had formed between her eyebrows. Another straight, tighter one appeared in place of her usually soft, pleasant mouth. Rukmani was angry, thought Mridu with a shiver. She wouldn't be so upset if she knew about the poor beggar with sores on his feet, she tried to tell herself. Taking a deep breath, she cried, Rukmani, there was a beggar here. Poor thing, he had such boils on his feet. So, said Rukmani grimly, turning to Ravi, you gave the music master's chappals to that old beggar who turns up here?
Then Rukmani noticed that the three children were suspiciously quiet at the under the tree, and she began to inquiry that where the chapel was, and Midu thought that Rukmani, if she told the truth to the Rukmani, she would not be so angry. So she began to tell the truth. Then that they give the chapel to the beggar.
Children these days, groaned Pati. Amma, didn't you tell me about Karna who gave away everything he had, even his gold earrings? He was so kind and generous. Silly, snapped Rukmani. Karna didn't give away other people's things, he only gave away his own. But my chappals wouldn't have fitted the beggar's feet. Ravi rushed brashly on. And Amma, if they did fit, would you really not have minded? Ravi, said Rukmani, very angry now. Go inside this minute. She hurried indoors and brought out Gopu Mama's hardly worn new chappals. These should fit you, sir. Please put them on. I'm so sorry. My son has been very naughty. The music master's eyes lit up. He put them on, trying not to look too happy. Well, I suppose these would have to do. These days, children have no respect for elders. What to do? A Hanuman incarnate. Only Rama can save such a naughty fellow. Rukmani's eyes flashed. She didn't seem to like Ravi being called a monkey, even a holy monkey. She stood stiff and straight by the front door. It was clear she wanted him to leave quickly. When he had clattered off in his new chappals, she said, Ridu, come in and have some tiffin. Honestly, how do you children think of such things? Thank God your Gopu Mama doesn't wear his chappals to work. As she walked towards the kitchen with Mridu and Meena, she suddenly began to laugh. But he's always in such a hurry to throw off his shoes and socks and get into his chappals as soon as he comes home. What's your mama going to say this evening when I tell him I gave his chappals to the music master?
They are very angry to the children, and Ravi said that Ravi put the example of Karna, who gave everything to the others, but Rukmani said that he gave his own things, not other things. And then Rukmani got the Gopu Mama's hardly owned new chapels and gave it to the music master, and the music master become very happy after getting the new chapels, and said that Hanuman incarnate, only Rama can save such a naughty fellow. But Rukmani did not like this comment. He did not like to call his son a monkey, not a holy monkey even. And then Rukmani called all the children and told them to take some tiffin, and was laughing about about thinking the matter that when he told Gopu Mama that his chapel was given to the music master. এরপর কি হলো, চিলড্রেনরা বড়রা খুব রেগে গেল, এবং তখন রবি এই কর্ণর এক্সাম্পল দিল যে সব কিছু দিয়ে দিয়েছিল অন্যদের। তখন রুকুমণি বলল যে কর্ণ তার নিজের জিনিস দিয়েছিল, অন্য জিনিস নয়। এবং তখন রুকুমণি গোপু মামার চপ্পলসগুলো এনে মিউজিক মাস্টারকে দিয়ে দিল, এবং মিউজিক মাস্টার সেটা পেয়ে খুব খুশি হলো এবং বলল যে এইসব দুষ্টু বাঁদরদের একমাত্র রামাই সেভ করতে পারে। কিন্তু রুকুমণি এই বলাতে খুশি হলো না, সে তার ছেলেকে বাঁদর বলাতে খুশি হলো না, বাঁদর বা হনুমান, সেটা পবিত্র হনুমানই বা হোক না কেন। এরপর রুকুমণি বলল সবাইকে, এবার তোমরা টিফিন করে নাও, এবং হাসতে লাগলো এই কথা ভেবে সে যখন গোপু মামাকে বলবে তখন সে কেমন রিয়াক্ট করবে। Okay students, that's all for now. I will give the question answer in the next class. Thank you.